the eye of the president at the Senate.
He approves the budget day agenda. He does everything. And that's why 19 senators support him, because they are all in the same, they're partners in crime. And they're all studying together. And a vote for Boakai is a vote to continue the evil. The legislature, if they had any spine, they would be repulsed, they would be offended, agitated over the president's flagrant abuse of the law. Now, this is not the first time the president has issued an executive order that is unconstitutional. What did she do during the elections? The 2014 midterm or special senatorial election. What did she do? She issued that executive order. She said she was advised by Benedict Sanon.
Not to put people in the street, people not to jubilate.
Not to protest 30 days after the pronouncement of the election results in what? Montserrat County. And we all know that was very fishy. There was something, they had something clandestine up their sleeve. And what did she do? When they realized that Georgia made a threat, they went and they paid their own lawyer to go and file a writ of prohibition to the Supreme Court. And that, what did the Supreme Court do? The Supreme Court squashed the executive order. She told them to do that because she wanted to save face. She could not withdraw the executive order. And then later on, the government said it was ill-advised. You cannot issue an executive order where a law exists. And it is not the, some of you would say, what does he know? It is not the first time the president has issued an executive order that has no legal basis. This executive order is not only bad in the sense that it's a bad thing, it's illegal, it is wicked. It is an act of wickedness by the president. Thousands and thousands of Liberians will suffer directly and indirectly. The fishermen, 11,000 of them. The women who buy the fish, about what, 22,000 of them? That's 33,000 people, right? And then, of course, the entire population that eats fish. We are going to suffer. And yet, the senators that should be advocating for the Liberian people's interests, where are they? They are all with Joe Boakai.
Jumping.
19 of them are with Joe Boakai. And they're saying, we want the continuation of this. What the president has given up, all of our resources, 66 bad concession agreements. Joe Boakai, as head of the Senate, the man who approves the agenda of the Senate. Now, folks, something you all need to know that you don't know. You know who's the head of the Liberian Senate? Joseph Yuma Boakai. You know who approves the agenda for discussion, the things that the Senate does? Joseph Boakai. He approves the Senate's agenda. Everything, all the bad concessions, all the bad government deals that they can do, that can go to the Senate for ratification. Who presides? Joe Boakai. Who approves the agenda? Joe Boakai. He does everything. When I hear some of you say he's an honest old man, he is just as wicked and good for nothing as Aaron. And yet some of you play and say you won't vote for him. You want the continuation of what's going on in the country. Now, what I don't understand from the Joe Boakai people, when you ask them, Joe Boakai is with Ellie. He, as president of the Senate, has helped to pass bad laws. He has helped to ratify bad concessions. Yes, he does not vote. But who presides? He does.
Because I will consider him as the eye of the president at the Senate. He's the eye of the president at the Senate.
He approves the budget day agenda. He does everything. And that's why 19 senators support him, because they are all in the same, they're partners in crime. And they all study together. And a vote for Boakai is a vote to continue the evil that's been happening, that's been meted out against the Liberian people for the last 11 and a half years. Do you know what it means? So with one signature from an evil 78-year-old woman, you basically put to risk the food security of the Liberian people. 65% of our protein comes from what? Fish. 65% of our diet, the food we eat, the protein we have in it comes from fish. And with one signature, and with the blessing of Joe Boakai and the legislature, the acquiescence and the complicity, Ellen seeks to destroy the Liberian people yet again. Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. And hear what you got to say. Let me hear what the defenders of Joe Boakai have to say. This is the evil that's happening. And you have to wait for international people to tell you that the government... Let me just read for you what the people wrote in this thing here. How the government does not have interest in its people. Just imagine that. For an international organization to tell you that the government does not care about the interests of its people. I'm going to read this for you. The EJF, this is the Environmental Justice Foundation Executive Director Steve Trent said, quote, by removing the 6 nautical mile limit, the Liberian government is favoring short-term economic interests over the needs of its people. Did you just hear that? Mm-hmm. By halving, this is Halving, by halving or by cutting in half from 6 to 3 nautical miles, the government of Liberia, according to the EJF, favors making money over the interests of its people. Mm-hmm. Ellen doesn't care what your children eat in their diet. She doesn't care whether they get kwashiorkor and big stomachs, or whether they are undernourished and malnourished, because when they lack protein in their food, they get undernourished. Yeah. And a good chunk of Liberians are undernourished. So Ellen say, you all Liberian people can go to hell. And you think Joe Boakai cares? He does not care. He's basic campaigning. And he doesn't care about this because they all benefit. Because when James Colley, that cook, now when you go to the market to buy fish and you don't find fish at an affordable price, or you don't find fish at all, think of few people. Think of Ellen first, and then think of James Colley. James F. Colley at the LMA, he's the one, I'm told, who encouraged the president, because after he got approached by some of these industrial fishermen, these people with the large vessels, they offered them money, and they said, James Colley, you can make it happen. Push the Oman, then she will take it from the Ministry of Agriculture and bring it to you so that you can be getting all the license, then you'll be eating your little thing. These buggers don't care. They are so wicked. The wickedness in this country is so much. And that is why you people suffer. And all of you who are supporting the people to continue the wickedness, may God strike you. May God deal with you like he did to Saul when you were on your way to Damascus. Yes. May he make you blind and then and restore your sight. You know, he made him blind first, right? Yeah. God made him blind. God struck him with a bright light from the heavens. And when Saul collapsed to the ground and he awoke and he lost his sight, and when he regained it, he was a new man. From Saul to Paul. May God strike you all and release you, and we will politically exorcise you. Yeah, there's something called exorcism. Exorcism is when you remove demons from people. You cast the demons aside. We will politically exorcise you, as Jesus Christ did to the demonic, to people who were possessed by demonic spirits. That is how we will do to those of you who are possessed by evil political demons. And we would seek to exorcise you. That is what we will be doing. Let's go to the lines and take some calls there.
All right, we'll just hold you right there because it is time for us to engage our people on this platform. So let me say good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to every one of you guys. This is J. Randy here. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It's Friday. I had a very good day today. I spent most of the day at home trying to do, trying to do other stuff. As we wind down the campaign season, by Tuesday, this coming Tuesday will be our election. That means that everything that we once started to do since Mr. Weah was inaugurated in 2018, everything that we have talked about, we have fought over, we have caught speech from each other, all those things now will be coming to another ending, and that will be another beginning. It's like you jumping down and the other person going up, coming down, the other person going up. But the question here is that I keep asking myself, and I would like to ask you guys, is how prepared our people? How prepared are they? Because if you ask me, there are essentially 3 types of social media that I see today. And the social media platforms of Liberians, they have divided the social interaction of our people into 3 categories. One is the people that provide entertainment, which I really appreciate, I love. And for example, you have someone like Shadow Rabber. You have how they call the other girl, I just forgot the other girl who always have the other show. I just forgot her name. But if you guys can help me up here, she always come over her show. She got that kind of stuff in her hair now. I just forgot her name. Her name is just lingering in my mind. But we'll look at Shadow Rabber. We'll look at Rabble Bangura. What the girl name is? She's very famous here. I'll be looking at my list here to see who will call her name first. So that is the entertainment side of our social media platform of Liberians. All right. Then we have the next group, those who want to be journalists that are on the different platforms, but they are only in a corner of politician that they support. And by that, they are not disseminating the true information to the people because they are politically connected to a political party. Okay, I think I got a name now. It's the Best Gado. Yes, Best Gado show. Best Gado is on the other side as well. Yes, that's the Best Gado show. So we have the Best Gado show, we have the Rabble Bangura, and we have the Shadow Rabble. Those are people who provide entertainment for you and I. All right. The entertainment they provide for us is something that we can just get to understand what is actually happening in our community. They provide entertainment, and you can learn from that as well. That is part of our upbringing. That is part of our social interaction for us to grow. Like I said, the second group are these guys who you found on different social media who call themselves former journalists or practicing journalists. And these guys, the majority of them are in a corner of a politician. They sit on their platform. They just support one political party, talk everything about the political party. There's nothing wrong. And majority of them, they are out of the country, and few of them are back home in the country. The third group is the group that don't take no side. They speak the truth. But they are the transparent group. But in the eyes of the Liberian people, they are the least group. So with that being said, it gave me this feeling that people are going to waste their vote on things they don't know about. Only because they see their friends going to vote, they are going to vote. They are not aware of the issue. They have not been told who provided a solution. They don't even understand the direction of the country. And majority of the people, you find them on the different platforms that are only talking on behalf of their political leaders. That's what they're doing. That is what they're doing. All right? That's what they're doing. And that is very, very bad as we prepare ourselves. But before I go through, all right, I just wanted to say a few things here. It's Friday today. I've been very, very busy. But it's still not late for me to start the show. I could have started the show this evening around 6 o'clock, but I was very engaged with other stuff. So like I said, over the weekend, we might be doing a show maybe at 7:30. But during the weekdays where I have to really do some stuff with my kids, we will start the show between 5:30 to 6. And then if there's any inconvenience, I will just send a quick message to you guys to let you guys know. All right? And I want to say thank you to all those who continue to contribute to the show here. I want to appreciate you guys for that. There are people who did extremely well by providing their contribution. All right? And I want to thank those who did their contribution today. They have asked me not to mention their name. It hurts my heart. If they made a fine gesture, if they make that sacrifice to, appreciate what we do here, but they tell me, say, hey, Randy, please don't call my name on the show. I understand, but at the same time, it hurts me because there are people who are dedicated to the show and they continue to do their stuff, and it is through them and it's every one of you guys that got me going. All right? So I want to say big thank you to every one of you guys who have made your contribution. Just to recap something here, this is our platform here, the J. Randy Show. We have our mission, and part of it is to educate our people by looking at things in the past, defining the present, and be able to project the future. And for any reason, if you do decide to follow us on our platform, these are the different ways that you can join us and participate on our platform. So I'd like to say thank you so much for what you guys continue to do, the support here. And I would like to say this before we actually get into our discussion. Make no mistake, our country is challenged. All right? Make no mistake, our country is challenged academically, from a society into action or society into action. Our country is challenged. We have changed many generations, but what we fail to structuralize is the way we're supposed to do things. We have never been able to structuralize things in a way that will look at standard of how things are done. So for every time we engage ourselves into political activities or into other intellectual activities, I just want to caution you guys to reserve some room for, for frustration, reserve some room for lesson learned, because the category of people that we are dealing with within our society, with all due respect to the generation that came before us, they did not do a good job for our people. And that's why today we cannot differentiate what we consider to be moral values, ethical standard that built for us, and integrity. We don't have those standards. We don't understand the rules. It's not existing in our culture. It's not like other culture. When somebody is doing something wrong, we say, look, you and I, we are friends. We belong to the same county. We belong to the same country. We belong to the same culture. But the thing you did, it really don't follow our guidelines, our principle, or it's not Liberian. It's un-Liberian. We don't have those things. And then where does it really get somehow frustrated is when we start to engage into activities that should be measured on people's character, that define their moral and know who they get and how they manage themselves by building for themselves and some type of ethical standard that build for themselves integrity. We don't have those things. My point here is many of your fellow Liberians that are on different platforms, with all due respect, they are not supporting their political party, and not every one of them. I would say majority of them are not supporting their political party based on the philosophy of the political party. They are only part of a party because they dislike somebody. That one of the major reasons many Liberians that are part of the different political structure, most especially in the opposition. In the case when you look at people who tend to be against George Weah, they are not against George Weah because of policy issue. They are against George Weah because of the opportunity that he currently has along with his official, and they don't have. And because of that, they are not concerned about the issue. They are not concerned about any moral standard of evaluating things. When you look at the people that support Stanton Witherspoon today, do you think they really care about the country image? They don't care. Most of the time when I carry on social experiment, because you see sometimes when I'm posting stuff out there, it is called social experiment. I'm trying to experiment to determine the mind of my fellow Liberians online. Some of the reaction that I'm getting from the social experiment, I mean, the men are criminal, but I need the men doing something for our country. Well, the man has already determined his fate, so whatever he does, that his own affair, but we'll listen to the man. It's okay. I mean, it's a democratic country. I have no qualms with that. It's okay. But what I want Liberians to understand, don't think with that mindset that you can compete with Ghana, you can compete with Nigeria. No. In your own ecosystem of society as a Liberian, that's fine. But that behavior cannot be accepted across the boundary line of Liberia to other countries. Because other countries, irrespective of who that individual is, when he or she does something wrong, they're going to be punished for that. And we have seen several examples here. Look at Eden Cochran, for example. Eden Cochran was in the administration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, right? There were rumors, unsubstantiated report, that she took $350,000 of the airport maintenance money. She was never prosecuted. She was never audited. Nothing. She built for her that behavior, right? And then she came to the United States when they started giving the PPP loan during the COVID time. She took advantage of that opportunity, which she was qualified for. But the intent for that money was misused by her. What happened to her today? We hardly see her around. I want to believe that Ellen Cochran is in the big house right now, because the integrity that you have personally, the moral standard that you have, if you do something that is wrong in this country will take steps to make sure that you don't do it, so that other people who see you going through the wrong thing will not be thinking about doing something similar like that. We don't have those things in our country. Liberian today will sit down and look at a criminal, a man who is about to go to jail, a man who has done wrong in the society, that where some of them cannot even do the wrong, but because they don't like somebody in their own mindset, so whatever that other person has done, they don't care about that. That is very dangerous for our country. Very, very dangerous. It's not going to move the needle any distant. It's not going to define us as a country that's making progress. It's only going to show how what I'm looking for, how I would say immature we are. I think that's the best word I will use. How immature we are. That's why it is. This is why it's driving our country. This is where it's driving our country. Because of how we perceive things, how we look at things. How we look at things. So the question here is, at what point in time are we looking at ourselves and say, what do we consider as being Liberia-centric? When do you say to yourself, we have to be Liberia-centric? Because the centricity of being a Liberian is to look at things ethically, morally, that define an integrity. Being Liberia-centric is a form of activities, behavior that are guided by certain principles in our society to make us to be a better person. You follow me on that? We don't have none of those things. None of those things. If you do a social experiment, go on Facebook and post things, go on other platforms, people allow things to come. Like, for example, there is nothing wrong with somebody coming on their show to cuss man all day, right? In America here, you subscribe to the kind of channel because it is adult content. But among us as Liberians, we sit and see a guy who calls women parts, and women are sitting down there too and watching the men causing their parts, their private parts, and then the dad is smiling, they're having fun with it. You know what I mean? It means that we are a society of people that have no iota of guidelines that's supposed to entail moral, ethics, and build for us a society of people that have some type of integrity. On the other hand, we are a society of people that are not governed by any principles in life. What does that make our society? A society of unwritten rules. What does that make our society? It makes our society to be defined as a society of unwritten rules. But individually, there are some Liberians, and I must give them a clap, that will refrain from those kind of activities. Where you think it come from? One, it comes from the upbringing from their parents. And that is the first family of any society, the parents. Secondly, some of them adapt to certain communities and certain principles whether it's in this country or certain culture, and then they build for themselves that defenses line where they see things and begin to talk about it. But as a country and people, we don't have those things. Liberia is a country that got no principle that is integrated into our society. No, we don't have no principle that we are guided by as Liberians. We have no moral value as Liberians. Until you take yourself and go into this thing and do your own research. What I'm saying here, it will be very strange to some of you guys. But I have done it so many times. I have studied it so many times. I have seen it so many times. Like I said, most of my posts, the reason I don't respond to my posts is because I'm collecting data on people's behavior. I'm collecting data on people's behavior. Most of our fellow brothers and sisters, most of them, their decision is based on animosity and aggression. It's not based on issue that have been negatively impacting other people, including themselves, and say, you know what, this is wrong. The policy is wrong. No. Many times, Liberians will differ with people based on what? Based on their perception of things that don't fit their own liking personally. So this election, there are people who will be voting with no understanding of the issue on the ground. And that is why after every time you can't find them coming back and start to complain. Many times Liberians will complain after every election because they have never been educated on the issue. But they only telling them to go vote. Like I said, the democracy package is a package that comes with so many things. When Liberians say, you came my mind, you came my power, will vote for you, people say, oh, that war, this. All right. All politics are local. When you look at a criminal that sits in the state of New Jersey that can barely leave a house to go down the road to the convenience store in the corner there, this man's name has been put into the federal system as a criminal. And when you hear Liberians say, but this guy here is going to jail, this guy character has done something negatively in this country that impacted not just you as Liberian, but we as people of color. And then you find Liberian coming to you and telling you, say, oh, it's okay, it's this, it's that. The reality here is when you look at our country and you see how backward we are, it's the way we think. Whenever you go to Liberia, the way you see things is how we think. Whenever you go to other people's country, the way you see things. Like for example, you go to Rwanda, you see how the people's country is built. That's how they think. When you go to Liberia, you see how we are doing things. That's how we think. Because everything that we do, it comes from our mind. It comes from our mind. So until that mind get cleaned up with so many standard value of how we do things, you will continue to see the country like that. You can put all the law in place as long as the mind is corrupted. Somebody showed a photo today, a bird eye view, all right? A bird eye view image of Monrovia. You got one road coming towards the western side. I mean the eastern side of the country. I mean of Monrovia. That is going towards Pinsville. And then you got the other side going towards Broad Street area. The image is showing the road. Drivers that are going towards Broad Street. Drivers that are going towards Broad Street. They should be on the right side of the lane going, right? Drivers and vehicle operators that are going toward Pinsville, if you're looking straight like that, they should be on the left-hand side heading toward Pinsville. When I look at that traffic, people leaving from the right lane and trying to come on the left side of the lane are going toward Pinsville. That is how our minds work. That is how our mind works. And you will imagine that such a behavior will start to improve after what we have gone through. 12 years of Ellen, 6 years of Joshua, but it seems to be that it's getting worse. This is not just a government fault. This is common sense. This is common sense. But you know where all the things stem from? Because we have unwritten rules in our country. People who operate vehicle, they never sat down to do the oral test or the written test. They never went for the road test. Somebody just taught them how to drive and they just got in the traffic. They don't understand this thing. That is the structure we lack. That is one of the structure we lack. And as we grow without no structure. So we just get up, we just do things here and there. We, in our society, we have people with PhD, we have people with this honor, that honor. But as far as the structure goes, we don't have it. So that makes our society to be less of an improving society. That means that you can have all the people who are educated, but when you see the way this country is unstructured, you see the way people are behaving, it clearly speaks to the fact that we are not ready yet. And this is not just a government issue. Every one of us who are on Facebook that has some influence and following on Facebook, we need to look at things in our country, outside of politics, and begin to educate our people by teaching them how to be disciplined. But we're not doing those things in here. So this is where I would tell you, say, only by 2065, before I can envision a better Liberia. And other people say, oh, but my man, by that time will not be alive. Of course. Not many will be alive by that time. But those are all who can see from here to that time, we have to make that projection now, because it will be something that the future society of Liberians or the future society of Liberia and the generation at that time will look back and say, yes, think I was right. Because that's how we are trained. We are trained to analyze data that include humor analysis, behavior analysis, and look at things and say, this is how it's going to happen. You know, I don't have to be God, because some of the people who are under the unwritten rules, the first thing they'll tell you, oh, you are not God. Okay, if you know that God wants you to do the right thing, so why can't you take the thing that God wants you to do? So our society, as we go toward the election, many Liberians are not informed on the issue. So I just thought it was to share the little thing with you guys, that there are 3 type of platforms on social media of Liberians. One, they got the entertainment side, which is good, because there's nothing that will give you pleasure about having entertainment. It's good. And you know, Best Gado, Shadow Rabble, Rabble Bangru, and they talk about things that normally happen in society. We listen, we watch, we learn, we govern ourselves. But when it comes to people who profess to be educated people, but they're running their platform based on political convenience with series of biased information and misinformation, those guys are the worst, that are more harmful to our society of young people than being very, very helpful. Now, the other group that is not yet recognized is the professional group, the people who are there to provide education. They are the least, but in other better society, they are the top, because they are professional people. People go and listen to them, will get good ideas and walk away that will help them. But in Liberia, it's the other way around. The people with the bad influence are on the top, and they got a big chunk of the population. The entertainment people, they are right below there, and then the professional people are right at the bottom in the basement. So then how do you expect the society to grow? Because the election that is coming forward right now, if you sit in Liberia right now and begin to ask some of your brothers and sisters and say, hey guys, you have a meeting here? Yes, okay. Can you sit down here? Yes. Guys, yes. The service is on me here. Gentlemen, yes. Let's talk here. How many of you guys here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. How old are you? Well, I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 18, and I'm 37. Oh, good. Good number. Okay, now, let me start with the 20 guys. Tuesday is election. What are you going to be voting for? Now, many Liberians will have that conversation with you. They will either tell you, say, Boakai is the man, or Komi is the man. When you have a young man who is less than 37 years old thinking that direction, That is the wrong direction. But when you go to other society of people, like Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, they will tell you, say, you know what, I want to support George Weah because he believes in the future of young people. He talk about TV program. He talk about expanding our opportunity to go beyond our limit. So I'm going to vote for him based on his educational agenda. I'm going to go vote on the person for their health agenda. You don't find the kind of conversation among Liberians. Social experiment. Go out there tomorrow, post something. Think about something today. I know some of you guys are very shy. You don't want people to insult you. But I have done it all and I continue to take all the insult. But I can say to myself that if I sit in any international conversation and they ask me about the Liberians youth mindset, one thing I would say, it is a general mindset that has no direction. They are living as human beings, majority of them, but the sense of direction is not there because what's supposed to build for them that direction is understanding the issue that is applicable or are applicable to their lives. They are not being trained to understand that. It's like they got a car, but they don't know how to operate the car. They don't know the left signal, the right signal. They don't know how to turn left, turn right. They need to be coached. That is how I envision Liberians. And this is the reality. Because there's never a time you find all the journalists in the country that they never went to a community. Journalists should be going to a community. It's too late now because we only got a few days to the election. But when the election season started, journalists should have been able to earmark certain community. Go there and say, yeah, gentlemen, we are reporting for the community here today. I want to say down here, single mom, working father, this, that, yes. Let's talk about our economy today. What do you think the economy should be all about? Let people have that conversation. It is happening in Ghana. It is happening in Nigeria. It is happening in other countries. But everything, just how the government is structured, the government runs everything. That how the media run everything. Everybody look up to these people. We are not giving shared leadership of developing our minds on the issue. And this is where the problem will always come from. That's the problem we have, folks. So I'm just letting you guys know, all right? So until Liberians start to focus on academic things, many of us here, they will not like us because we come as people who they don't feel comfortable with. Yeah, our presence make them to feel uncomfortable. They like to be among a group of people who get inside their comfort zone. They like to be on platform that say, no, we better with these people. It's almost like the KKK in America here. Some of the political platform we have in Liberia, they just the KKK. They want to be on a platform that only say negative things, and they agree to that. That's why it is. Now, when you come here and say, look, guys, let's try to change the game. Let's try to put some standard in place. They don't like you. So I can say for a fact that many people who are going to the poll to vote on Tuesday, my brothers and sisters, listen to me here, many of them are not going to be voting on the issue. They are going to be voting on aggression against somebody. And that person is George Weah. Because whoever is in the power of authority in our country, you become the hater. You become the disliked person. Yes. You become the hater, you become the disliked person. And that tells you that as far as our understanding of our politics go as it relates to issue, if you ask me, 1 being less, 5 being the highest, I don't think we can even average 2.5 over 5% of how people are very knowledgeable about the issue. Yes. And that means that the society is yet to grow. We are still struggling with life. All right. So with that being said, let's try to make progress here. All right. Let's try to make progress here. So what we're going to be looking at here today, this is what we're going to be looking at here. We have said this thing over and over, and we'll continue to preach this message here. All right. So Joseph Boakai tonight, he has been telling Liberians that he is a rescuer. So he's coming down with a long gown like Moses and that long cane in his hand, and he's telling the people that I am a rescuer. That's what Joseph Boakai is saying to the people. But the question we want to ask here, the intellectual question we want to ask here, the question of experience, the question of defining who Joe Boakai is. It's not those who just go out and say we agree. Your ability to agree with Joseph Boakai will come into question by all asking you, on what basis, on what merit do you agree with Joe Boakai? That's an intellectual discussion right there. It's not people who just tell you, say, go and vote for Joe Boakai. Because people who tell you, say, go and vote for Joe Boakai, they have said those things many times back in the days. For 171 years, they said those things, right? Go and support the two-week party. Go and support this. Go and support that. But when you look at the rainbow projection of how people have been telling Liberians to do this thing and not Liberians understanding why I should do it, a huge negative impact. Nothing. So when people say we agree that Joe Boakai will vote for me, I appreciate the fact that you can make that kind of statement. But we will go beyond that. And that beyond that would mean what merit, on what principle, on what achievement or record are you making that statement? And this is what we're going to discuss here tonight. What Joe Boakai wants to rescue when he never deliver for the people of Liberia. What does he want to rescue? What does he want to rescue? Let's start by looking at Joe Boakai. All right? Let's start by looking at the Joseph Boakai man performance record. Let's go to the performance record. All right? Let's go to Joe Boakai performance record. He said he want to rescue, right? All right? He said he want to rescue. So let's start with this first. Joe Boakai said he wants to rescue. All right? So let's assume that Joe Boakai wants to rescue us. What is the definition of rescue to begin with? The common definition of rescue, number one, is to what? To reclaim, to redeem, right? When you reclaim something, when you deliver something, it means that you already gave people an opportunity. And then the opposite of that is to abandon, right? Is to what? To forsake. So when you look at Joe Boakai political career, when last has Joe Boakai taken to any platform to explain to you guys who say we agree with Joe Boakai that he is a rescuer? When last did Joe Boakai, looking at his job performance here and the responsibility he had, when Joe Boakai was in the role of resident managing director, what did Joe Boakai deliver in that role? What did he redeem in that role? What did he reclaim in that role for the society of people that were in the LPMC business? What did he do for them that he is telling you today that will give you the reason to say, yes, you know what, when Joe Boakai was in the role, he did XYZ, he provided more deliverable, he took care of more problem and found solution to it. Where is it? Even the Joe Boakai man himself has never spoken on any of those things you're looking at right now. When he served as resident manager from 1973 to 1980 for the Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation, what did Joe Boakai deliver in terms of a plan, in terms of its implementation, and how did he manage to determine that he was successful? And where is that successful story today? I'm questioning those who are saying right now, we will vote for the man. I got it. Some of you guys will say, you know what, J. Randy, whatever you say, I got it. But I'm just letting you know that you are wasting your time because you don't have enough in your tank to make that decision. You are only being told, but the understanding is what is frustrating you. And this question I'm asking, trust me, there are many people who support Joe Boakai today that will be very, very, bitter with the kind of conversation we're having right now here, because they have been wired to only go out there and go vote. But the understanding of why they should vote for Joe Boakai should be based on Joe Boakai's past experience that should qualify him to be a rescuer. Because anybody who coming to the rescue is coming to make sure that somebody who are in a very safe environment, that they left and ensure that environment was safe, and something went wrong, that very person will be coming back as a rescuer. They're coming to rescue you. But when you look at Joe Boakai from 1973 to 1982, Joe Boakai got fired in a role that he was one in charge of. That means that Joe Boakai did not deliver for the people. He did not reclaim the people. What did he do? He failed the people. Joe Boakai did what? He failed his people. Now, that became a record of Joe Boakai. So when he left that role, after Joe fired him in 1985, what he did in 1973 to 1985, it became a record of poor performance. Nothing he did. Now he took that same record, and Amos Sawyer, after the 1989 war, ceasefire came. By 92, Amos Sawyer looked at him and said, you know what, let me give you a second chance. And Dr. Sawyer sent him again to a managerial role, managing director at LPRC. The question is, what did Joe Boakai deliver on behalf of Amos Sawyer that he is proud of today, that he has spoken about? Again, the same information that we know that Joe Boakai did not perform. Again, Amos Sawyer removed Joe Boakai. So the question is, at what point do somebody say, I am a rescuer? When you were in that role, you never put anything into place. So then what qualifies you to be a rescuer? We are challenging Joe Boakai coming out here. And like I said, we who are on this platform that really look at things from an objective perspective, we who look at things and challenge things that people say we are not like in the community here. And I got it. We are from a society that is not structured. We have never been a society that define on how standard or things should be done. These are strange words, most especially among people who support the opposition. So I got it. But that would not restrain me, that would not restrict me from discussing it with you guys here today. And I am very humble to listen to you guys here, because these are some of the deviations that will continue to perpetuate our progress along the way. Because if we tend to leave it in unnoticed or not discussed, then we have a problem. And these are the near misses of problem that accumulate into a big start of embarrassment. So when you look at Joe Boakai and he tells you that he served in a different capacity or role you're looking at, what did he do in that role? Before we even come to adding 12 years, what Joe Boakai want to rescue when he never delivered anything? Joe Boakai take to any platform, you give him a mic, you give him the time, unlimited time. He's not going to tell you what he did in terms of meeting objective, providing deliverable as managing director or resident director at LPMC. Nothing. Joe Boakai as Minister of Agriculture, what did he do when Joe had a vision of Green Revolution? What was his vision for Joe or Green Revolution that supported what Joe wanted to achieve? What is Joe Boakai's successful story? What is it? What is it? Where can we find that information? How many programs did he deliver that became successful? And who are those today that still alive can say, yes, I did this? You see, when you look at Mary Broad, and when Mary Broad tells you, say, look, I can go back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and rescue the Foreign Affairs Passport Division, there will be many Liberians that will say, yes, Mary Broad, we need you here. Because when Mary Broad was down there, whether you supported Unity Party, CDC, or you just an independent Liberian who went to Liberia and really saw the past time of how passport was done, and now you went there and saw how Mary Broad actually put things together, it will put things into three categories. Category one, the past things that activities that were done at the Foreign Affairs were very, very bad. When you got there, the present Mary Broad changed things around. And if Mary Broad were going to stay over there, you can also predict the future that there will be more advanced way of getting our passport here, because the present behavior of Mary Broad program implementation is showing to you that there is hope for the future. Now, when you look at Joe Boakai, when he come to discuss about why he is a rescuer, he is not giving you any past achievement, past record in all the different roles he served. I got the Liberians, not many are in the country here, are given opportunity with a bullet point and a job task to have a job done. I got it. But that would not still stop me from explaining to you guys who are in the same shoe like me that want to find out why we are still behind. It is because we want to help our other brothers and sisters out there, my people, to understand these things. Because every one of you guys here got a piece of job to do. And for every piece of job, there is an assignment, a due date, and expectation that's given to you, right? That will elevate you if you meet those, indicators. So someone like Joe Boakai, who wants to be president, you and I who work in other countries where we are given a piece of job with a tax and expectation to measure our performance, to determine our progress. If you look at Joe Boakai, who wants to be president that of a country that got so many issues, if this man cannot tell you what he did in the past, that became a successful story. Now he coming up with a campaign message, rescuer. What has he rescued in the past? Apparently people that follow Joe Boakai, they are not being able to hear the kind of conversation, because the people who are in the forefront of Joe Boakai campaign, they are saying, don't tell these people this thing here, which is wrong. Because in order for somebody to make an informed decision, they need to understand, they need to know the candidate they're voting for. Because in the end, they will come back and start complaining again. How do we reduce the number of complaints and begin to increase the number of awareness? That is the framework that I'm working through. If I'm challenged in helping Liberians to understand how to make decisions, I see a stack up here of issue, and I see the people down here with lack of the awareness. And if we don't increase the knowledge of the people, the issue will continue to remain static, but the people's mind will continue to degenerate, to deteriorate. That means they are not getting informed. And every generation will come right here and it will go down. The stagnation of that problem will remain here. But we want to make that problem dynamic. And the way to make that problem dynamic is to increase the knowledge of our people. Once they start understanding the issue, they will start to increase. And then the problem will start to balance down. Now many people are doing this thing on a different platform, folks. And these are some of the reasons why when some of us look at Liberia today, we can always say to ourselves, we just go and visit the country, see what things are there. But as far as in yourself, when you look at Liberia and say, yes, I see a future in Liberia in the next 5 years, it's going to be very impossible. I'll tell you that one right now. So when you look at Joseph Boakai today, from what we just explained to you here, who is a rescuer? A rescuer is somebody who delivers. So Joe Boakai served 45 years in public service, right? But what did he deliver in each position? What is his story? Where can he direct us? The only thing we hear about Joe Boakai, he telling you that, oh, don't fire him. Okay, when don't fire you, then we want to know the detail of that. Why did Doe fire you? Because the why will give us a reason. Why did Doe fire you? And you know what Joe Boakai said? For political reason. Then we take that same why again and go back and see what Doe did for him. In 1980, when Doe took office, Joe Boakai was resident manager, right? But then by 1980, maybe the middle part of 1980 to 1982, guess what Doe did for him? Doe elevated him from resident manager to what? Managing director. Resident manager is less than managing director. So that means he got promotion. So what can Joe Boakai tell us when he got promoted? Why isn't he telling you that he got promoted by Doe? Why is not giving you that knowledge, that information that he got promoted by Doe? Why? And the second why again is why he telling you why he not telling you when Doe promoted him from managing director to minister within a same year, as you can see it. So between 1973 to 1985, Joe Boakai got 2 promotions from Samuel Kanye Doe. Why he is not explaining those things to you, but he only tell you that Doe fire him. Don't you think you need to know? Because Doe felt that Boakai could have done more job, so he elevated him. But Doe fired him because the expectation from Doe did not meet the reality of Joe Boakai performance. And how can Joe Boakai got fired? And that is why today Joe Boakai cannot come out to tell you anything positive that Doe did for him. Because the positive thing that Doe did for him, it was only based on Doe confidence in him. But he took that confidence and wanted the Liberian people to know that Doe fired him for political reason. But the promotion he got, the question here is, was it based on political reason when he got a promotion? As you can see, you see it right there. It came from Joe Boakai or resume online. I just copied the thing from there. So when Joe Boakai tell you say he was fired for political reason, the question you should be asking Joe, what did you rescue that Joe promoted you from resident manager to managing director? What did you rescue, all right, when Joe promoted you from managing director to agriculture minister? And then why did Joe fire you in the end? Because Joe Boakai got no story to tell you. The promotion that Joe Boakai got is because Joe believed that Joe Boakai was someone with institutional knowledge. You see, when you get a new position, when you take a job somewhere else, when you go, the first thing you want to do when you meet people is to sit down. Because there are some people who've been on that job for 10, 15, 25 years. Those individuals, we call them people with institutional knowledge. That's why when you take on different jobs, the first thing you want to do is to bring people together and sit down with them. And let them introduce themselves to you and tell you their role they play in that agency, that ministry, or that organization. That will give you a sense. So, okay, I got people here with institutional knowledge. So when Joe elevated Joe Boakai, Joe felt that Joe Boakai had been over from 73 to 1980, that's 7 years. He's like, okay, this guy here got institutional knowledge. He's a country guy like myself. I'm not going to fire him. I'm going to elevate him because I feel he got institutional knowledge. But that was the wrong decision that Joe made, because Joe Boakai, even though he has been over there for 7 years, he was not the right person for Joe to elevate. So Joe Boakai was never a rescuer. He forsake, he abandoned, and he failed himself in all the roles. So the question here is, what do you see that make you to believe when Joe Boakai tell you that he's a rescuer, when you are not doing anything? Because in order for you to rescue something, you must have delivered it, you may have redeemed it. Yeah, you want to redeem it. But he did none of those things, including the Amos Sawyer thing. Now, let's come to his 12 years. All right? Let's come to his 12 years with Ellen. So this is Joe Boakai here. Joe Boakai again served as the 29th president. He served as the 29th president. Right? So what did he do? He provided what? He provided oversight twice a day within the Senate plenary. But what did the guy say here? Let's listen to this guy right here. All right, this guy said something here. Let's listen to this guy right here. This guy right here says something here about Joe Boakai. Let's listen to him right here. All right? Let's play this thing here and listen to this guy here.
The women who buy the fish, about what, 22,000 of them? That's 33,000 people, right? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the entire population that eats fish. We are all going to suffer. And yet, the senators that should be advocating for the Liberian people's interest, where are they? They are all with Joe Boakai.
Jumping.
19 of them are with Joe Boakai. And they're saying, we want the continuation of this. What the president has given up, all of our resources, 66 bad concession agreements. Joe Boakai, as head of the Senate, the man who approves the agenda of the Senate. Now, folks, something you all need to know that you don't know. You know who's the head of the Liberian Senate? Joseph Yuma Boakai. You know who approves the agenda for discussion, the things that the Senate does? Joseph Boakai. He approves the Senate's agenda. Everything, all the bad concessions, all the bad government deals that they can do, that can go to the Senate for ratification. Who presides? Joe Boakai. Who approves the agenda? Joe Boakai. He does everything. When I hear some of you say he's an honest old man, he is just as wicked and good for nothing as Aaron.
So there you have it then. It's not just me who's saying it. This is also coming from Joe Boakai career platform, or let's say his resume. Joe Boakai, on his resume, he said that he provided over the Senate 2 days in each week, and he did that from 2006 to 2018. But when you listen to this commentator here, and when you read what Joe Boakai said, the question here is why Joe Boakai is not telling people on the campaign trail the legislative achievement of he and Ellen. Because when you are in the Senate, like for example, when you look at the Common House today, the Speaker of the House in majority, they just remove one of their members because he took side with an agenda that they were not aligned with. Now, those who are in our legislative branch or that Congress today from the Republican side, in time to come, when some of them decide to run for public office at the highest level, they will tell you, say, look, when we were the majority and the Democrat were in the White House, we did this thing here, we disagree with something, and we even outcast one of our members. We excommunicated him, we removed him. Joe Boakai sat over from 2018 from 2006 to 2018. And Joe Boakai never registered anything that he felt were not in the interest of the Liberian people or was not in the interest of the Liberian people. He never mentioned anything from 2006 to 2018. What did he register with the Liberian people that became a conversation within the society of our country, both in the diaspora and back home? Everything Joe Boakai saw in our plenary, he approved everything. So what can he say when it comes to why he considered himself to be a rescuer? When the people who honor Ellen started to cry and started to cry and started to cry. Let me hold you there for a second. Now that we're in Joe Boakai activities, let me bring something to you here right now. All right? Let me bring something to your attention here right now. All right? What made Joe Boakai a rescuer? We are giving you the theoretical background. We are done some explanation. Let's go back and see what Joe Boakai, when he decided to run in 2017, after spending 45 years in public service and 12 years with Ellen, I want you now to ask yourself, does he really deserve the title as a rescuer? We cannot just judge him like that. We cannot write Joe Boakai out and say, no, he don't deserve that name. But we are giving you some explanation that clearly point and question that rescuer. Now let's go to some reality here, folks. And here we go.
I say no to Mr. Joe. Let Joe go back, man. Let Joe go back in the bush that they play he belong, because he do nothing here a woman early. They do nothing for our country. So let them go back to the place. They will not get one vote here. We tire today, we tire tomorrow.
I'm Jackson William. You see, my brother, this is a little business that I made to support my 5 children. During the year 2005, Madam Seri told us that there were going to be free primary education, especially comparative, free primary education. And she told us there will be a lot of job facility and company than ever before. And she said also there was going to be a stop to corruption, and corruption was going to be her worst enemy. And I think she set precedent on Judy Bryant. But after Judy Bryant died and all the rest of her ministers were just transferred to another ministry for corruption, I see the election to be very critical. And one thing I should tell the Liberian people is to get the United Party out of Liberia completely, because they are people like the demonic forces that is hanging over Liberia, trying to suck our blood and destroy our children and great-grandchildren future. They are. I'm talking to say that I'm very bad because you talk about the man they call Joseph Boakai in this way. I'm against it totally. I'm against the entire United Party. Let government.
So meaning you are saying no to Joe, right?
No to Joseph Boakai. No to the United Party. Let it go our way. Let it live up. Let us live our peaceful life. Let our children go to school happily, and let Papa come home with black plastic bag filled with rice, pepper, chicken soup, and let the children be happy.
So let me hold you right there.
Yes, Loretta.
Let me hold you right there before Loretta come in here. Let me hold you guys right there. All right. So we are trying to clearly understand when Joe Boakai tells people that he is a rescuer. But the question here is, in public service, when you come back and say you are a rescuer, that's something you may have done that the people appreciate, the people like. That's what makes you to be a rescuer. You see, when Jerry Rawlings, all right, let me just bring Jerry Rawlings on here. When Jerry Rawlings was in the military, he had 2 coups d'etat. The first coup, he decided to hand power back to a regular government that had nothing to do with the military. And he said, you know why? I just rescued the country from some evil guys. You guys, you're going to take care of the country. I'm going back in the barrack. And he went back to the barrack. Right? But what happened to those guys that he gave power to? They went back to the same corrupt ways. And the people started crying. And what did Jerry Rawlings do? History tells that Jerry Rawlings came back. Whatever Jerry Rawlings delivered and the expectation, those things were not being met. Rawlings came and removed those people. And this time around, he said, you know what? I'm not going to give it to anybody right now. I'm going to take care of it myself. And he did it. He left from the military. He went to civilian. Today, Ghana is on course now. Rawlings delivered. Rawlings redeemed. His power record shows that. When you listen to these Liberians, right after Joe Boakai 12 years, and they give you Joe Boakai and Ellen a top-state report, and they are specifically focusing on Joe Boakai. That means that when Joe Boakai was over the Senate, the 66 Booker deal they signed that's supposed to improve the life of the people. There was not a time that Joe Boakai registered some disagreement with those things. How can Joe Boakai today come back when you listen to these people that are telling you what Joe Boakai did 12 years ago, which is now today 18 years ago? Let's listen to these people. These people are not into their future. They were yesterday, they were in the present after Joe Boakai and Ellen. And we have to go back to the past now, because these people are in the past. But Joe Boakai's record can only be validated from the past and not in the future. Because Joe Boakai in the past worked with Joe Tober, Amon Sawyer. In the present, which the time the people were, back then it was the present, today is the past, Joe Boakai did not achieve anything. And we cannot define Joe Boakai's rescue in the future. We have to go back to the past to determine what Joe Boakai did for the people in order to determine and tell the Liberian people that, yes, indeed, he is the man that will rescue the people in the future. But he got nothing. And I shouldn't be the one to speak. Let's listen to these fine people here. So my sister...
We have one fan this government. The Joe man is talking about as a land Joe with this government for the 2 years. For the 2 years, not small years. And then there is nothing that you can show. I can show you like brand people. So for that reason, we are not satisfied with Joe. We want him no more again. Even said when I offer Joe said he comes to work there. I'm not satisfied because he is corrupted. The whole government is corrupted. For one fact. Right now, our children, you see, younger than me, I say equal here. I say we say equal. When I'm a child, the child is in school. But when you go to the schoolhouse, you say you won't go see your child to school, my dear. The money that will cost it. The money why you get up to or TV or theater. So again, the market will make it so you pay our children's school fee. Again, manage it, my dear. So for the reason we tired.
Just a brief for me, I'm not satisfied because. You know, for the government I've been real up to this time, or 2 days the last time, as president. So for me, I'm not very good. Even see Joe Boakai leading us as president.
We suffer too much. You are very hard. We used to buy a cup of red for $20, but now you go anywhere, you go cup of red at $35, $40. We have bag of red at $2,000. We used to buy a cup of $75 in a bush, but now we buy it $200 now. Poor bear, now $450. Kiapra, Nana, Aqua, they say $350 or $375. We suffer too much. For me, I feel like for me. Because school, when you go to school, you just say a child. The money that you call, they used to say government school. But now when you go register a children government school, you will pay money $5,000 or $3,000. Yeah. So our children are suffering. We don't have correct. Even hospital, even your child say when you went to the hospital, they'll say pay money before you hold your child in the hospital. They don't want help. Poor people around, they don't want to help the poor people. Black people pass them and they don't want to help them. We're suffering in this country too much. I let the government try to do something. The government promised her that when she wins, she's going to help the Liberian people. She's going to build school, she's going to build hospital. Even the mansion, she said that the man put the money, she's going to pay all to this time. Nothing good will not here. So we're suffering in this country. We need peace now. They say no war, but the one that we're feeding now is more than war. So we're tired now. We're tired.
And let me just say this, folks. In leadership, there is something we call managing expectation. In anything you do, you have to reserve frustration. You have to reserve strategy. There is something called managing expectation. Whenever I play the video, the first gentleman, he usually hit me. The second lady, she hit me. But the last lady, the just listen to, she sum everything up. And when I look at her, and I'm saying to myself, okay, Joe Boakai today is in the future of Liberia. But this is a man in the past, 12 years ago, did not rescue anything. Did not deliver anything. When you listen to these people telling you about Joe Boakai and Ellen failure, they never redeemed them. They never deliver anything for them. With that knowledge that you have right now, what makes you think that Joe Boakai can be a rescuer now? I'm just laying all the facts. This is what we call linear facts. We're taking the snake patrol like this. We're not jumping. We're not doing kangaroo jumping. Kangaroo, we don't jump. But we're taking a snake patrol. We're coming from Joe Boakai past. We look at his most recent past. And then he come back and say, I'm the rescuer. And I even gave you an example of Jerry Roddy. As military guy, manner he was, what I want you to take from there, he took over a country and gave it to a civilian guy. And the people were happy. But the civilian guy decided not to do what Roddy delivered to him. Roddy came, and that Roddy came back, I want you to see it as a rescuer. He came and rescued. And then he managed to move the country. Those are the stocks that I'm presenting here today. How can Joe Boakai call himself a rescuer? When you listen to people who in 2017, around the election season, were saying to Liberian journalists, Joe Boakai, really? They didn't do anything for over 12 years. And then today, Joe Boakai just get out and open his closet and took a pen and said, oh yeah, let's go, I'm going to be a rescuer. These are the fundamental things that I want to share with you guys. And that's why many people don't like to see J. Randy. Because we usually take a fundamental approach to things. When we see things, we want to define those things. We want to understand the A definition, the B definition, and the C definition. If possible, the D, the E, and F. And that's why many of the guys don't want. Because Liberian will get to understand. Not just to know, but to understand. So when you look at Joe Boakai today, telling you that he's a rescuer, I want you to think about this video and think about what Joe Boakai did in the past. That's how simple it is on this platform. We are here providing lessons to learn. We are not entertaining. We are not giving you misinformation. We are looking at things. We are looking at this data. We are looking at Joe Boakai track record. And when we say that Joe Boakai got no record that would defend him to be a rescuer, these are the things that we're going through here today. All right? So, somebody saying no sound here? Is somebody saying that no sound here? Come on, let me see. I can hear myself here. I got sound here. I used to say no sound. Is guy, are you guys not getting sound? Pamboto, you getting sound? Hello, guy. Are you guys getting sound? Somebody said no sound. What's going on? Are you guys hearing me there? Hello there. Pamboto, you down there? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me the thumbs up. More, you can hear me? Oh, LIB, guys, say loud and clear. All right, Emily, something wrong with your phone, so please check it up, okay? All right, thank you very much, Vivian. Thank you very much. All right, Monju, I see the thumbs up there. Yeah. So, Emily, check your phone out. All right, my sister, check your phone out and see what you can do. All right. All right. All right. Somebody said here. So, guys, let me try to engage. All right. Let me try to read a few things online so that we can share here. All right. Because I want to engage some of these guys. Because remember, some of these guys have been programmed into believing some of the platform, so they want to come here to say some things here, right? All right. So somebody is saying something here as such like this. All right. So before I do that, let me do something quickly here. All right. Let me play something for you guys here. Why this is going on here. All right. Before we start taking Q&A online, let me just bring President Weah and let him say something here while I'm trying to get something quickly here. Okay. So let's listen to President Weah here. All right. And then I will be right back. I'm still here with you guys. So I'm just going to, lower my end here of this presentation. I'm going to make myself smarter. Excuse me. So let me bring President Weah here. All right. And let's see what make President Weah a rescuer. So let's go here.
I won't be long. You've been standing on the road, now you're on the rain. I won't be long. I want you to join me for a moment of silence for our Father, Honorable Moses Clare, who left us many years ago. I said a moment of silence because he was not just a big brother to me, he was a father to me. He brought me into this number 3 compound goblin. May you all stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. May the soul rest in perfect peace. People of one nation, I want to thank you. Thank you for the respect. Thank you for the love. It's good to be back here in Goblin, number 3 compound. I'm glad that this place, when I came here, we have one shop. Jim got a shop. Today you can see that Goblin is filled with a lot of people. This is good. And I want to thank you. I want to say to you, I'm one of you. I've come to say the mandate you gave me in 2017, I come to renew. I've come to you to again repose that confidence in me because I'm your choice. I say to you all, on October 10th, vote George Manawia, vote Vincent and John J. You know, when we come to this gathering, of course we know our people will ask. But I want to promise you, when we were in opposition, those that are in government had 12 years. We waited for 12 good years. After the 12 years, We believe that we could change the country. They did not do much. So we came to you to change the government in 2017, and you did that. What we're seeing today is you're doing. The free school, the free wires, the new hospital, building the roads is you're doing. But we want you to continue what you did in 2017, because giving us a second mandate, we're allowed to leave a legacy. We're allowed.
All right, guys, so let me hold the president right there, please. Let me just hold the president right there. And I wanted to go over a few comments online here first, okay? I wanted to go over a few comments online here first. So, because I see some people are having some intellectual understanding of things. So, as I always said, this platform is here to educate people. And one of my characteristics is to help people understand things, all right? So I want you guys to bear with me here. Let's start here with the online folks, all right? So here I got here Kopo Akwe, I think is Vavli or Valley. Let me say hi to you there. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me also say hi to Charlie Jackson. Charlie, it was a pleasure talking to you. I believe we spoke on Tuesday. All right. I believe on Tuesday. All right. So let me come down here to Rabbi Bashir. He said this Sunday, this coming Sunday, we will be having sleeping Joe Boakai retirement party. Good to hear that. I hope you invite some of us to the party. All right. All right. All right. So then let me see here. Then I come down here to what his name is. Dixon Thomas said this was the same Georgia that greeted Ellen Johnson said 80%. So what does that mean, Mr. Thomas, when you say greeted somebody 80%? That is an ambiguous statement. I don't see any head, no tail in there, but I hope that you can provide more explanation on that. All right. All right, so let me come down here to let's see here. Let me come down here to what the guy name here. I think it's Kenyanta Weir, but all this preaching, no one is listening to you. Yes, oh my brother. The number of people here who are not listening, I understand that. Kenyanta Weir, I understand that. I am dealing with some illiterate minds. And I don't expect illiterate minds. The fact that you hear, at least you are listening. All right? So when you say no one, then I mean you don't even understand the definition of no one. Because for you here, let's extract all the other people who are not listening right now, right? If you are here listening and you say no one listening to you, then that means that you are misapplying the words that you are talking about right now, my friend. All right, that means that you are misapplying the words. So that means that you got problem with your comprehension. And I don't want to insult you to say that you got intellectual disability problem, but I think you need to redefine what you just said. So we'll leave it just like that. And I don't want to go deep into that. All right, because when you use that kind of phrase, that brings into question your intellectual disability. Because when you say no one is listening, then why are you doing writing here? All right, but I got it. I understand. And some of you guys just came into a society that don't understand what it means to be very comprehensive in what you say. So I understand that. All right. So I hope you learned something from the platform here. All right, because when you say no one, that clearly don't define or match up to what you just say here. All right. Sometimes when you guys say that around criminal, then they tend to embarrass you guys. All right. So let me come here to Dixon. Dixon Thomas is saying to me, so you believe in military takeover? Dixon, with all due respect, your understanding of what I just said is very, very poor. Very, very poor, Dixon. It's a very, very poor understanding. I specifically stated the definition of rescue. I did not say that there should be a military takeover. I said when you look at the process of somebody saying they are a rescuer, let's look at Jerry Roddy, what he did. It is the process, it's not the implementation. It is the process. So I don't know, but I mean I also understand that, but I'm not calling for any military takeover. I'm only giving example of what rescue mean. All right. So instead of you asking this question, I think you should be adding your own there to say, okay, Randy, I understand. And maybe example could be maybe somebody is on a boat, they're going for a boat ride, the boat, somebody fall over the boat and people came to the rescue. I got what you mean. So if I use that definition, that there were people on the cruise, and then it happened that somebody fell off, and then the rescue came to rescue that person. Are you again going to tell me, say, oh, so you want for the people to go on the ship to fall over to get rescued? I mean, that's how your mind works. I mean, I'm so sorry, but I hope my explanation helped you. All right. So here again, I'm not talking about military takeover. Then again, Dixon seems to be somebody that led writing here. All right. He said Joe Boakai was not president at that time. All right. But he has some responsibility, right? He has some responsibility, Dixon. He has some responsibility. All right. He has some responsibility. And let me give you one of the responsibility he had. All right. We already discussed that, but let me try to give you one of what he was supposed to be doing as well. So Dixon, this is one is for your own education. All right. So listen to this.
Constitution says the vice president shall assist the president. It didn't say may assist the president. So when you sit down, you don't go assist the president, you want to benefit from that. That negligence of duty.
Dixie, did you hear that? That is in addition to the responsibility. All right. When I stated here also, I gave you all what the vice president supposed to be doing. Right here, Dixie. I give it to you right here. I give it to you right here. These are the responsibility roles that he played. So if you seen that he had no role to play, then why is he talking about his 45-year experience? My brother, it's not what kind of kosu you were, but you guys need to find time and come and sit here so that you guys can be informed. But again, you listen to a gentleman by the name of Tewo Gonglo, who clearly stated what we have been reiterating here. All right. So I hope that you will find time in yourself. Try to release your mind. Don't get stick to one platform, because if you get stick to one platform and you come here, you will really catch hard time, because this platform here, we are not here to entertain you. We are not here to tell you what to do. We are here to challenge your intellect. All right. This function you see here are responsibility that Joe Boakai can run his campaign on. All the role he played, for example, the legislative agenda of the president. Why you think he went over there? Because he had a job to do. That's why he went to the national legislature to preside. He has some sort of responsibility. And then you want to say because he's not president. Joe Boakai is not defining his campaign on presidency because he wants to be president. But what has he done in all the role and responsibility he had that qualify him to be president? And then you want to say because he was not president? This is too elementary. This is too elementary, all right? So I appreciate you coming here. I hope that you continue to come on the platform, but this is what we do here. We challenge your intellect, all right? So these are his responsibility here. These responsibility did not say he was president. These are the responsibility he has. So all the supervision he had here, whatever he was in charge to do, he should be able to come out and tell you, Dixon, that this is what I did in his role. All right, aside from me being managing director, resident director, agriculture minister, when I work with Eddie, these are the responsibilities that I had. Legislative agenda and other institutional supervisory role that I play. Here are the things that I did to make it successful. And I also include the group of 77. We want to know what job experience is, not what president experience, what function that was given to Joe Boakai that he actually performed on. All right? All right. So you need to quit some of these guys then who are going to jail. You need to quit their platform because they're not going to be helping some of you guys here. All right? Okay. So let me progress here. So how far are we right now? So we are come to this place now where we believe that Joe Boakai of all people, all right? We believe that Joe Boakai of all people is in no way a rescuer. Yes, he is only lying to the people. Now, let's get to some video detail here, all right? Let's get to some video detail here. We already answered that guy question with video presentation here. Now, if I ever told you that Joe Boakai is not going to be president of Liberia, it's not because I dislike Joe Boakai. I believe that Joe Boakai was made in the image of God, which I'm very grateful to God for. But when you look at what we have discussed, as far as his performance goes, everything you see, Joe Boakai has done nothing to defend those things. There are only three things I got to say that I want you to also understand that Joe Boakai is not fit to be president. One, Joe Boakai has no past experience that he can clearly define, explain, and tell a successful story. He got none. Two, Joe Boakai is associating himself with criminals, with former rebels, killers that want to take the country backward. And the third reason is because Joe Boakai had no message, he decided to create intimidation. Those things are not going to stick. Now, let's look at Joe Boakai's experience right now. All right? The experience you are about to see, it clearly put Joe Boakai in a state of being what? A man with the biggest liability. You see, Unity Party made a very big mistake by not allowing the party to conduct its primary, where they were going to find a better candidate than Joe Boakai. Apparently, they decided to just handpick Joe Boakai, and Joe Boakai has no history about being part of any legislative process. The 45 years that Joe Boakai spent in public service in government, he never participated in any legislative or electoral process. That means that he was never elected. All the role that Joe Boakai took on, it was appointed roles. The first time Joe Boakai ever ran for his own electoral process, it was in 2017. And guess what happened to him? His heart malfunctioned. Because according to Joe Boakai, not me, that he was under severe pressure, so his heart malfunctioned. He ended up with a pacemaker. From 2018 to 2022, Joe Boakai was okay. The moment we got into 2023, January, Joe Boakai started going to the hospital. Up to today, Joe Boakai hasn't come out yet to tell us what actually happening to him medical-wise. And this platform is always asking the question, because if Joe Boakai want to be a public servant, then the public that is going to hire him, that is the Liberian people, we need to understand his mental sharpness, how good it is. We also want to know his physical well-being, how prepared he is. And we also need to know his past performance to determine his future performance. These are fundamental things that he needs to present, but his people are trying to hide those things from us. And there's no way that it can hide, because they are in the spotlight of social media. And it just a matter of time and perfect timing that we will see these things, and we'll tell you that Joe Boakai is nothing but a political liability, a medical liability, and he is one of the biggest mistakes that Unity Party ever made by pushing him to be the front runner over there, even though he did not perform in any primary. So let's go to some detail here. All right, let's go to some detail here. We are about to break down for you how Joe Boakai is a political liability, how he is a public liability, how the Unity Party made a big mistake. Let's roll the tape here, folks.
Short interaction, 5 minutes review between the standard bearer and the press. And at the end of the standard bearer speech interaction, there will be 3 questions from the press. Thank you, Mr. President.
And again, it is about the...
You see how deficient the old man is? The journalist came and told the Liberian press out there that we're going to have a brief interaction. Joseph Boakai is going to have a brief interaction with you guys, right? That's why it was said that Joe Boakai is going to have a brief interaction with you guys. And then after that, we're going to take 3 questions. You heard it clearly? I heard it clearly. And you imagine that Joe Boakai will start to speak, right? But no. Joseph Boakai mental sharpness has declined dramatically, that he cannot comprehend things that people say. Number 2, Joseph Boakai hearing is also declining as well. His overall performance is very, very poor. His ability to take to a platform and begin to express himself, all those things are poor. And that's what made Joe Boakai a public liability, a political liability, and Unity Party big mistake. So guess who's going to remind Joe Boakai? It's Mo Ali. So let's listen to what Mo Ali is saying. This is how they're going to run the government now, right? So even when Joe Boakai is introduced in their dream, he become president and he go to speak to the African Union Conference, or he go to the United Nations, someone like Mo Ali will be in his ear to tell him exactly what he needs to say, to repeat that to him. That is what made Joe Boakai a liability. So listen to Mo Ali.
The trip, sir, your impression and what you think that people need to know about No, not statement. So what is it? You're just giving them your impression about the trip, and then they ask you a few questions. Then the first question goes.
So,
you see how Joe Boakai has become so medically incapacitated. You listen to the female journalist. She came right out and introduced Joe Boakai and specifically told the journalist how brief and condensed they want the interview to be. And what did she do? She turned it over to him, and then she walked away. Next thing, you should be expecting Joe Boakai to start speaking, right? No. Joe Boakai became very confused. He started to look up to Mo Ali because throughout his whole life, he always got an assistant. Joe Boakai is an assistant living individual who cannot function by himself, and that what made him a public liability. He need assistant. We don't need somebody like that. Well, you think the video is all to it? There are more coming. And they are coming because election time is getting nearer. Let's watch the next one, and this one will blow you apart. I mean, figuratively now. In surprise. Not actually blow you apart. I hope my man Dixon here, because Dixon don't understand figuratively when people giving comparison. And he's limited in that department. But we're helping here. And it's all good. And we are only here to challenge people's intellect. If we see some down, we got to prop it up and bring it up. You can't just bring it down today. Yeah, right? So this one going to blow you out of proportion. It's not like physical blow you, but it's going to further prepare you to say, yes, Randy, you're right. So let's get to this here, all right? Let's get to this.
About the election and peace. So thank you for coming. Mr. Senator, the press.
You see that? old man, he had gone into a complete coma. His brain has frozen. It's like a deer staring in the eye of the light. Again, Dixon, I'm not trying to insult the old man. These are terms we use when we're trying to make comparison, like the deer staring in the eye of a vehicle with a high beam light. You always see that, especially when you drive at night. So you saw this guy they call Robert Potter, right? He's another guy that just like Mo Ali. They are the aide to Joe Boakai. They assist Joe Boakai in his assisted living home. You see, Joseph Boakai is a medical liability. He is a public liability. All right? Joseph Boakai is a public liability. He is a medical liability. And he is one of the biggest mistakes that the Unity Party made by making him. So I'm going to backtrack again. We're going to watch. And I want you to count the seconds, all right? When it will take Joe Boakai to what? To reconnect with his brain. Because what is happening here is Joe Boakai can see things, but his brain cannot quickly connect to his mouth to talk. And in order to skip that process, somebody had to remind him. You saw Mo Ali doing that, and Robert Potter is about to do that. The problem here is Joe Boakai got a complete medical issue that is based on his age progression. And he doesn't want the people to know that is you out there, that he is not fit to be president of Liberia. And that is why he hiding his medical record. But as a public servant, the name public servant is not going to hide. It will be shown. And that's what happened here. So let's go back again to Joe Boakai. Robert Potter, go ahead and do your thing again, my friend.
About the election and peace. So thank you for coming. Distinguished Senator, the press.
The old man is frozen. There's nothing he can do. Somebody said 11 to 12 minutes. Yes, I mean second. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Tier. 11 to 12 minutes. I mean seconds. He gone completely mute. His brain had gotten frozen. So he need to be reminded. And you're going to see that. Then watch.
Welcome, Mr. Former Vice President.
I mean, he's staring at the people. He is staring at the people. Like Brother said, he's looking at the people. And he cannot even do anything. Somebody got to remind him. Somebody got to remind him. Kind of remind me of somebody in the USA, right? What happened to Mitch McConnell? You got to remember what happened to Mitch McConnell? Erabi Gayu. My brother and friend, Monju, Vivian, every one of you guys on here, D Block. What happened to Mitch McConnell? He froze, I think, for what? 5 to 7 seconds. And somebody got to remind him, right? But what did he do? He went to his doctor and they provided him with a clean bill of health. When you look at Joe Boakai today, don't you believe me now when I say that he is a public liability and he is a medical liability and he is the biggest mistake that Unity Party ever made by pushing him to the top? I'm not the one making these things up, folks. I'm only giving you the facts. This is not an opinion. This is nothing but facts, information. You are looking at Joe Boakai video right now. And up to now, even the journalists got to call his attention. That's how embarrassing. So Mo Ali know that Joe Boakai has medical deficiency. He is a public liability. He is the biggest mistake. Robert Potter also got to realize it. Apparently, Robert Potter was being told this thing. He never believed it. And he said, I'm going to put it to test. And you saw Robert Potter. You just saw Robert Potter right now. Robert Potter was so confident that he decided to just introduce the old man and walk away and say, you know what, this thing going to play out. It gets going to flow into one pen to another, and then the conversation will be over. But they were wrong. Let's play the whole thing in the entirety again. This time around, I want you to please count the seconds. Ready? Go. We're going to let it play until we get to a certain part. Let's play.
For you about the election and peace. So thank you for coming. Distinguished Senator, the press.
I can't believe this.
Welcome, Mr. Former Vice President.
Thank you. I'm not even supposed to.
Yeah. More or less just a short statement about a statement about peace. A statement of peace and election because we
Wow.
So, Ambassador Boakai will speak shortly to the local citizens.
That's an embarrassment right there. You see the old man holding your face like that? That's an embarrassment right there. The fact that he hold your face like this, that body language alone, you know what the American man will call that? He fucked up. That's how the American man will call it. He fucked up. When you see hold your face like that, the clear indication is American man guy says, shoot, that guy is fucked up right now. He fucked up. He know he fucked up. See, we don't have no malice about Joe Boakai here, all right? We don't have no malice about him. We want the Liberian people to know that in order to be a public servant, you must be prepared. That job comes with stress. It comes with more and more responsibility. But a man of that health, a man of that age, a man of that medical condition is in no way to handle this situation here. The old man is not too well, folks. He's not too well. He's not too well. I couldn't agree with you more, Spia. He's not too well. Somebody said, George Chapman said he counted 16 to 17 seconds. And that's true. George, I even went as far as 20 seconds. That's what happened to this old man. So nobody hates the old man here. For me, I will speak for myself here. All right? I do not hate this old man. I am just concerned because I'm a guy who work in a group home too. I work in a group home in this country. I work in a group home. I took care of people of the same age. They needed assistance. Check how you saw the old man go into Robert Party and say that again, say that again. I work in the group home. All right? I experience these things. And when I see it, I know it. This old man, Joe Boakai, is not fit to be president. People are just pushing the man to the edge. Giving him all sort of names. Rescuer, this and that. You saw him right now. There is nothing, and you can see the correlation. Let's go back here again. Let's come back to the next one here. Because we want to see the pattern here, right? Let's take a look at this one right here.
Short interaction, 5 minutes review between the Senate bearer and the press. And at the end of the Senate bearer's speech interaction, there will be 3 questions from the press. Thank you, Mr. President.
And again, it is about the trip, sir, your impression.
You see it? So Mo Ali have mastered a way of just jumping after the event. But that's not what we want. Imagine if anything will happen to George Weah right now. Imagine if somebody put on to George Weah and then Sekou Carrasco then come. And then Boakai is like George Weah. And then George Weah is like Boakai. Let's just play that little game in our mind. Imagine that Boakai is George Weah. Boakai very young. And Weah is Boakai. And Weah very old. And then a journalist can say, oh yeah, Boakai Weah, that is the old Weah now, is going to speak to the public, to the media, and we're going to get condense it to 3 questions. And then we are there. And then Sekou Carrasco say, oh, but Chief, do you know how Facebook are going to explode? So we are not going to give Mo Ali them that same opportunity that they will not give to Joshua. Joseph Boakai, this man is sick. He cannot make this job. The American knows it. The Liberian people know it. We on the platform, we know it. The old man is sick. So Mo Adi jumping in front of him now to talk and remind. So that means that Joe Boakai had some type of, I would say, listening delay because of his age. When he was much younger, he was okay. But this old man has sat down and his age continued to deteriorate, his activities. So he's having some memory loss. I'm not a neurologist, but we can see these things because we read about them, we study about them, we are seeing it, we work with people. So we can just give our basic presumption. This old man is not the old man that we knew in 2012, in 2017. That's not the old man here today. Something fundamentally is wrong. Now you see him putting him over his face again. That means that again, he has fucked up again. Every time Joe Boakai fucked up, that little part of his brain that will kind of bring the reality, he will cover his face. Do you see him on his face there again? Yes, he fucked up again. Let's go back to the other thing again. All right? Let's go back to the other thing. I'm not especially about Joe Boakai behavior, but I'm just concerned about this old man. So people should say about Jeremy all day on the old man. No, I'm going to try to let you all know that the old man got a problem. And you know who are right to? Let's bring the guy in. This guy was right about Joe Boakai. It's just that this guy know what he up to. That's why he behind Joe Boakai. This guy know exactly what he's up to about Joe Boakai. Listen to the other guy right here.
Yeah, so I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, good everything good, but the brain is going down.
And you think the guy is wrong? This guy is damn right. Who is this guy again? I really want to know about this guy here. Who is this guy? I need a guy number. This guy is so good. Who is this guy? This guy, Ray, I want to know this guy. This guy is very, very... Who is this guy? I want to know this guy. He's good. Who is he? Somebody give me the guy number. Somebody give me the guy number. This guy is so good. This guy is so good. Somebody give me the guy number here. This guy is here right here. Somebody give me the number. I need the guy number. This guy is good. This guy is good. Let's listen to him again. Man, I can't believe the guy said anything here. What? This guy is good. Let's go by again. Let's go by.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good.
How did the guy manage to know, folks? This guy is good. Who is this guy? I really want to know this guy here. Somebody please help me with this guy number, or somebody please tell me where I can find this guy. This guy is so good. He's so good. He's a political prophet. Somebody just said it. This guy is so good. He predicted this old man. Wow. And I hope he will walk out to that old man. I hope he will be very honest to go and tell the old man what actually he's saying on the platform here. Yes. And what my man Dixon, don't think that this man is a doctor. No. He's not diagnosing anything. He just know from what he's seeing. So I know my man Dixon, by the time somebody make any example or say something, he better get mad with the person. But when you listen to this guy, so let's listen to the guy again. Very interesting guy.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Amen.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down.
Amen.
You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature.
Wow.
My father, right now, I buy him pamper.
Yeah.
Every day I gotta buy a pamper. There's a man who bought me pamper before.
Of course.
I'm buying pamper now because the time has reached.
Vis-a-vis.
So I thought the old man could be president in 2017.
Of course, because you were good
and run for this. And he himself said, he said, when you win, you run for one term.
You okay?
He himself said it.
But when he
I
loses, he
agree
didn't
with
that one.
2023, no, I disagree.
Wow.
In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
Wow. When I told you guys that Unity Party made a big mistake, they guys said it all. This guy said it all. 3 things. Joe Boakai is a liability. He got wrong people around him. And he is destroy him right there. Somebody, let me see the rating here. Somebody please help me with the guy number here. Somebody need to help me with the guy number. This guy is on the money. Robert Patterson did not get the guy email. Yeah, Robert Patterson did not get the guy email. Let's come back again to what the guy just said here. Let's come back here and listen here again. Let's come back here.
About the election and peace. So thank you for coming. Mr. Western Vera, the press.
What? Look, I'm going to do some mixing here tonight. I'm going to do some mixing here tonight. I'm going to take the video, put it on the side, take the other video, put it on the side. That guy in that green t-shirt I'm talking about that, I'm going to take a video, put it on the side, put it on the other side here, and let 2 of them play. Let me do my recording. That guy is good. That guy is good. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say a big thank you to every one of you guys. We have come to the half-hour mark of the show. I'd like to say a big thank you to you guys. What have we discovered here tonight? We have discovered when Joe Boakai tell you that he is a rescuer, he's not. There are 3 phases in everyone's path, whether it's career, life. There are 3 steps or 3 phases. Your past, your present, and the future. Joe Boakai past 45-year experience. He delivered nothing for the people. He was a total failure. The present of 12 years with Ellen, Joe Boakai again failed and did absolutely nothing. Joe Boakai, don't get vexed with me. Don't get vexed with me, Joe. I'm not the one that put you in a chair. That Robert Parler and Mo Ali that put you in a chair. So don't just look at me that way, Joe. Please, don't look at me. I'm only trying to summarize what my listener and myself have gone through here. So please don't look at me that way. Please. In fact, let me get my dash here. You think you can just look at me like that, Joe? I got my dash here for you right now. All right? So I don't want Joe to get mad with me. So let me just wear my podi can see you right now. In la bro, call it 1 year podi can see you. Because the way Joe looking at me right now, you're not looking too good at it. So let me just put it on right now. All right, Joe. At least I can finish up my analysis for the night. I mean my summary for the night now. So when I tell you guys that Joe Boakai, when he tell you say he is a rescuer, yeah, is what you need to ask Joe Boakai and his supporter. What Joe Boakai wants to rescue when he never delivered for the Liberian people for 12 years. What did he want to rescue? Absolutely nothing. We look at Joe Boakai for 5 years in public service by himself. Nothing Joe Boakai can articulate from the past. Joe Boakai sat down with Ellen for 12 years. He was on the Senate plenary section twice a week. Nothing legislatively he and Ellen accomplished. Joe Boakai was given a specific role to play. For example, the Liberia National Library, the Liberia Community Empowerment, the Liberia Marketing Association, and the resettlement and integration of former combatants. What did Joe Boakai do? Nothing. He cannot relate. Now, as far as his mental sharpness, his physical capacity, which is part of his requirement, you just saw the man right now. He mad with me right now, but I don't give a damn. They asking a question, and he just went brain frozen. He became mum. In Liberia, we call him mum. For our part of this when we were growing up, when somebody go brain frozen, we say the man is mum. He became mum. My man George Chaplin said he was on that thing for 17 seconds. Can you imagine 17 seconds? And what he was doing, just staring at those guys. Staring at those guys. I mean, for me right now, he on pause, so he looking at me. But in reality, he was just staring at those guys. Maybe I can just put it on play, and you'll be staring at me while I'm talking. That is to tell you that Joe Boakai, medically, he is a medical liability. He needs assistance. He cannot function by himself. The old man is sick. So, the third reason tonight, Joe Boakai is a mistake by the Unity Party. And you listen to that guy who was in a green t-shirt with a mask. He said the old man brain is going low by 2023, and he was right on the money. And the video verified that. It validated that. This man you see here, he is in no way physical, mentally fit to be president of that country. This is a public liability. This is a medical liability, and this old man is what? Unity Party bigger mistake they made. It's not normal. He is unfit. If they had a primary and brought somebody on board, it was going to be better. But not for this guy. Not for this guy. It's not about Joshua. Did you hear me talk about Joshua tonight? No. I'm just telling you that this man cannot be president of that country. He's not well. You need to find somebody else. We cannot have Robert Palmer in the main ear. We cannot have Mo Ali in the main ear. That is not the kind of leadership we want. We need somebody who is physically fit. They may have put in 57 years of his time in public service. It's time for him to be let go now. So Liberian out there, Tuesday is coming in. You see what a man is not capable of doing. And that's why on the platform we'll continue to expose it. The man got criminal behind. You think the criminal got time for you guys? The criminal, you see, he doesn't care about you guys. Neither is he concerned about the papi. He doesn't care about the old man. All the guys that behind the old man, they don't care about the old man. This is the man they want to make president. By the time they make the papi president, they will be in a place that be running around. All the papi will be there. Papi, yeah, we're going outside. One day we'll be back. Liberia will move, and Liberia will move with a very energetic, well-prepared president. And you know who that person is. It's nobody else but Joshua. They papi, his muffler fucked up. The wheel ballon fucked up. The motor mount fucked up. The tire fucked up. The seat in the car fucked up. The floor on the seat of the car, everything fucked up. Joe Boakai is fucked up right now. There's nothing that can prepare Joe Boakai again. He is a car that has been damaged beyond repair. Liberian that support Joe Boakai, you need to explain to us why Joe Boakai took about 17 seconds to answer the question, and why Robert Palmer or Mo Ali always in the old man ear. That man got wheelchair in his home. Joe Boakai has a wheelchair in his home, in his car, and I challenge them to put a video camera in a car. Joe Boakai got wheelchair in a car, but they don't want to show it. I told you from the beginning that Joe Boakai need to tell us about his medical situation. They deny it. Now it's coming to reality now, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the opportunity. The election is coming around. We have to make sure that we let our Liberian people know what actually is happening here. Before we go, let us listen to President We Are Here. All right? Before we go, let us try to listen to President We Are Here. Let him take us home for the night. So, guys, enjoy yourself here. At least I can take off my dash now. I don't care. Joe Boakai, you can get mad with me. I don't get for 10, Joe. You can get all mad with me, Joe. I don't get for 10. I don't get for 10, but you, Joe. If I were in your age, Joe, I'll be retired right now. I'll be retired. I'll be somewhere, Joe, enjoying myself. I'll be somewhere enjoying myself, Joe. There are people that we have came across. They are gone into retirement, Joe. You can't be passing around here, Joe. I'm sorry. You're not the choice for me, man. Let's listen to President We Are.
Allow us to complete our work. Fellow partisans, fellow coalitions, first-time voters, our elders, we want you to continue to believe in us. We have done well for you, and we can do more. I say to you, don't mind them. Most of them did not live in Goblin Street. I live in the street of Goblin. Don't mind them. They are coming to you, they're telling you they can rescue you. In 12 years, they did not rescue themselves. They can rescue you today.
The president is right. The president is right on that. The president is right on that. The president is right on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to save this one here for tomorrow. We're going to save this one for tomorrow morning. We'll be back here again. But remember, that video of Joe Boakai, he will get mad with me. But every time I come on, I'll play that video. Now we'll be talking about, y'all got a mission. Everybody must come with a stopwatch. Everybody must come with a stopwatch. It wouldn't be George chopping alone. Every one of you guys, tomorrow morning when you come in, please set your stopwatch. Because by the time Robert Pala say, Papi, let it flow down there. As soon as you say, Mr. VP, just hit that thing, and start counting. And I would like to see everybody stopwatch when they generally remind, hello, so we can know, we can get an average on how long it took. All right? So guys, thank you guys. Let me tell you now, you forgot about for you. Let me tell you now, Yango. Yango K said, "What my man Pamelo by Rama begin trying. Joe Boakai get trying, man Pamelo. The man already saw Pamelo doing shooting in a place. He used to be a good strap. It used to be Pamelo from the rest day. Don't try that people without you get trying in a that my man Yango you will come for because Yango, you know, still a very moderate, but you can't try to show Pamelo. He can't try to show Pamelo. You all having it. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. I mean, thank every one of you guys for the time. We'll be back here tomorrow in the morning again with another presentation. The election is drawing nearer, and we got to make sure that we get everything in time. I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who came here tonight. Thank you so much. To my man Dixon T. Thomas, you are welcome to come back here. Just make sure when you come, the T stand for we are tough here, Thomas. That T stand for we are tough on the platform. So when you come into, you got to also be prepared so that you cannot be disgraced. So Dixon T. Thomas, when you come in here, make sure you be prepared because we are tough here. But you are always welcome to be back here again. All right? Have yourself a pleasant night. God bless you guys. Bye for now. I'll see you guys.